So hey guys, my name is Sharadindu Das, and I want to show you most of the people struggle with this Swiggy's API. As you can see, when I this is Swiggy's website for now. It has changed a lot. Okay, it has changed a lot, and I'm assuming you guys are coming from the Namaste React course itself. So yes, this is like a guide to how to use the APIs properly, as I myself have used the API and made this project of like a Swiggy type project. Okay, I've used the Swiggy's API, and yes, it is deployed on production itself, and everything is working. I have all the restaurants here. When I visit the restaurant menu page, okay, this loads, and then we can add restaurants, go to cart, update whatever we wish to do. Right, the value changes, price, and then we can even place order. But first we need to log in. Here we can go to sign in page. Yeah, that's modal. And we can log in and stuff, and basically, yeah, see, I'm logged in, right? So now I can place some orders, and this is a razor pay, like a front end type. This is a front end integration, only the front end integration of razor pay, that's it. So yeah, it's a dummy thing. All right, so yeah, see, there's the dummy thing, and then we try success, and it will show us the success thing. Yep, that's it, and it will automatically close, and my card data will be gone as expected. Alright, so yes, we will be studying this API, how this API works and everything. Okay, so let's not waste any time and start. So if I go to Swiggy, right here, to visit the this page, home page, something, there are a lot of pages. You have to go to this food delivery, and then you click it. It will open, right? Now, what can we do is press F12 on your keyboard to open the console, developers console. I'll just make it a bit, yeah, this much is fine. Then I will go to the network tab, okay, and it will be all for you. Just select the fetch or XHR to see all the API calls made from this component or page itself. So now I'll press Control Shift and R on my keyboard to hard reload and delete the cache. Control Shift and R. Okay, so I'm getting this API, right? This is the API. Now I'll double click it and it will open. Okay, you can see the JSON data. Now it's beautiful. Like the JSON data, it's thanks to this API Chrome extension, JSON viewer. You can use it. Alright, it's helpful. I'll give you the link in the description, don't worry. Now let's understand the API first. Here inside the API we have page offset, cards, and this object is what we need, this data. Inside the data we need the cards object, I mean cards, this data dot cards, this thing we need. And this cards is an array of objects. See, we have a lot of objects here. Alright, we have a lot of objects here. So let's understand this API thoroughly. First, let me copy it and move to my VS Code. I've already opened my VS Code here. So now let's understand the API properly, like how to make API calls or something. I'm not focusing on CSS as of now, but yes, later we might be. So let's check the API first. I copied the API. Now how to make API call here? First of all, inside the home page, right? Inside the home page, how can we make the API call? So to make API call, first, when my functional component is finished loading, then only I want to make the API call. How can we do that? So we can do that using a React hook known as use effect, right? So let's see how to use that. So first of all, I'll define use effect, which comes from the React itself, and then it takes a callback function. First of all, it takes a callback function, then an then a array dependency. Okay, so let's understand how it works. First of all, inside the callback function, I will define a function. First of all, fetch restaurants, and you can define any type of function. It can be arrow function, it can be default like normal function. We can like define some arrow function. Yeah, you can define arrow function, and this function will be making the API call, right? So I have to make it async, as it might API call always takes some time. So we always have to use async await, as it is an asynchronous like function. It will be asynchronous function, and the API call will return me a promise. That's why. So I'll be using async await inside this function. First of all, to handle the error, to catch the error, I'll be using the try catch block. Now, why try catch block? Whenever you're using async await now, so a better approach is to use a try catch with it. So if I make a API call here, const response, I'm defining a variable which will provide me which will fetch the API here. Fetch const response equal to await fetch. We will make an API call here. Alright, and the API link is here. Okay. Now this will return me a response object. This will return me a response object. Now response object can be of any format, right? Any format means it can be a stream format or like a JSON format and all the other stuff. Honestly, I don't have much idea about it, but yeah, this is like the thing I know. I'm just sharing with you. This will return me a response object, right? So how do we need the response object? Which format do we need the response object? So we need the response object in the JSON format, right? We need this response object response in the JSON format. So I just wrote await, as this will also be a promise. This will also return me a promise. It might take some time. That's why we are using await, then response dot JSON. This is a method to like convert it or like get the response in the JSON format. Let's console log it to check if I'm right or wrong, whatever. I'll just switch to the console tab and then refresh. Okay, you see this error, right? Don't worry, don't panic. It's all okay. It's a good error. Let's read it. It's saying that access to fetch this URL, this API from origin this, like from my origin, we are trying to access this API has been blocked by course. Okay. No access allow control header is present in the requested resource. If I'm okay, so it means that we are trying to access this API from a different domain, different place. We are trying to access this API from our own local server or a different place. So that's why browser blocked it using the course policy, according to the course policy, and it's a good error. You don't want your backend to like someone else come makes API call to your backend. That's not what you want, right? Suppose someone uses your API and puts data in that or like fetches data in that. You don't want that until and unless you allow the user to like any user to get the data. So you don't want that, right? So to block that, there's a course policy, and to allow any user, we have to use the from the backend itself, we have to allow the course. Okay, we have to allow the origins or the domains we want, like the users we want in our API call to make API calls. Basically, to make API calls, we need to allow the domains. So that's why it's blocking. So to prevent this error, what we can do is we can search for extension name allow course. Okay, allow course extension. You can search it, and then you'll see a Chrome Web Store. Like you'll see this extension. When you click it, you'll see this allow course access allow origin. This thing. This will allow the access to any API call temporarily in our development mode, like locally. So you can install it. As I have already installed it here, then I click it and I have to turn it on, right? So I'll turn it on, and then you'll see the error get vanished. When I reload, it's gone. Now I'm getting the data. Okay, that's nice. So let's see the API. So what I said, I need the data. Okay. So what I will do is, oh, I will rename it to JSON. As this sounds perfect that this is a JSON data we are getting. All right. Then this is the JSON, right? So this JSON will be inside this JSON variable. We need this data. Question mark dot data. This is an optional chaining that this data might come or might not come. It might give me undefined and stuff. So I'll again refresh. See, inside the data we have another object. So inside this I need this cards array. So I'll do is cards. Alright. Now I'll again refresh. Now what I'll be getting here is array of objects, right? Array of objects. So inside this, first of all, let's move to the Swiggy's page and see. So all the sections you see now, it's all coming from the Swiggy's API itself. It's coming from the Swiggy's API itself, right? From here. So we don't need the what's on your mind section, top restaurant chain section. We need this section, right? Restaurants with on the location and stuff. So let's find out the particular object. Let's see this object. On the 0th index we have this card dot what's on your mind. Okay, this is the first section, I can assume. Yeah, we don't need it right now. Let's move to the next one. Top restaurant chains. Nope. I think it might be inside the third or fourth, maybe. Let's see. In the third, nope, it is a filter. In the fourth, yes, this might be it. Yeah, this grid info restaurants. Yeah, see, there's the restaurant data, it's here. So a lot of you might be doing like this, cards, and then we be providing the index, and then we'll be doing is card and card grid elements info with style restaurants. A lot of you might be doing this from the Namaste React course, and it's correct, it's not wrong, but there's a problem. Let me tell you what's the problem of doing it. What's the problem? First of all, the index is now 4, right? The index is now 4. It might change to 8, it might change to 1, it might change to 2. The index of this object might change according to the time, and I have seen it. I have studied this API a lot, so I totally can guarantee you the 4th index, it might be on some other index on some different time, different like situation and all. So it might change. So how to tackle that? We don't want to hard define the index, as we know that index might change. So we have to own another approach. So what approach do you think I will do? So see properly. Yeah, see, I'll explain. So this is the array, right? So we'll apply use a method. We need to find this object. Okay, see, every object we can identify the object itself with, like, how to identify each object, how to identify each elements. How can we do it? Using some ID or something, we can do it, right? So see, each object, like most of the objects, has this ID thing, this ID, what's in your mind, and lots of like ID stuff. And see, top brands for you, and whatever they have ID, popular restaurant title, whatever it is, we have different ID for each object, right? So we need to find the object with the particular ID restored in grid listing. We need this. Okay, so let's do it. json.data.cards.find. We will use the find method. It will find me the object, and inside the object we have this like, we will get the object here. So see, when I refresh it, you'll see all the objects here. Why? Due to this console logging on the item, because I'm accessing each object. So let's find out. So we need item dot card dot id. That ID will include includes the text restaurant grid. So we need to find the particular object. That object will have card.card.id. That ID must match this following string, this restaurant grid string. If it matches, just return me that following element. So it will return me. If I console log this whole thing now, console log this, if I refresh, see, I'll get the particular object. Now what I did here is basically what I did is I will get the object no matter the index. No matter the index, I'll get the object, right? That's so great. So yeah, now this is the whole object, right? So again we need to do this. This is the whole object. Now we will do is, it is nested type. So this is the object, and then we can do is dot card, right? And then we have grid elements, and then we have info with style, and then restaurants, right? When we do this, we'll get the whole restaurant array. Awesome. How cool is that? How cool. Okay, we are getting the restaurants data. So store it. Restaurants data is this whole thing. Now we have to render all the restaurants array in our app. How we can do that is, we can dynamically, like, first of all, it can be a blank object, blank array, and when I fetch the restaurant, when I get the restaurant data, the data will be shown in my page. So to do that, we'll use another hook known as useState. So what I'll do is, I'll define a useState of the restaurants. Const restaurants comma set restaurants, okay, and then useState, and then the array. Awesome. So first of all, it will be blank array, right? There will be no restaurant, of course, as the component is loading and stuff, and once it's done finished loading, then we'll make API call now. So after we make the API call, after we get this data, then we need to set the restaurant data with this restaurants data. Awesome. We need to set it. Okay, once we set it, okay, we need to handle the error part also. What I'll do here is console.error error.message to handle the error and see what all error we are getting. Awesome. So this is we are setting the restaurant data with the API, like API data we are getting, right? So let's see here. So in the home page, we need to render all the restaurants. So what I will do is, I'll define all restaurants. I have to provide the heading, and I'm using Tailwind, so don't worry about it. Whatever I'm doing, if you are not like able to relate what I'm doing, just ignore it. I'm just applying some CSS, that's it. Alright, and then we need to do is my10 px5 for like some padding and all. And to do that, first of all, I'll be rendering all the array elements here. So what I'll do here is open a curly braces to write JavaScript here, then write JavaScript restaurants optional chaining map. The restaurants might be present or not. Dot map will be rendering the restaurant. So I'll be defining it res. Then what I'll do is, I'll just define a div, right? There's the element, div. Then we need to do is, okay, I already know the API, so I can tell that like whatever the structure it is, but for you guys, I'll tell you what we will render. First of all, inside the restaurants, I'll console log. See, first of all, it is blank array. Then after we get the data from the API, we are setting the data we are getting from the API. All right. So let's see. Just ignore this error for now. I'll tell you what the problem is. So this is the array, right? So inside the array, we have like all the objects. So now we need to pass, we need to get the data, restaurant data. So if we open one object, then we see this info. This is the thing. This is the restaurant data. Alright, this is the restaurant data. Now, how to render it? So we need to go this object dot info dot this data, whatever we need. So let's try it out. If we provide it some title, restaurant title, res dot info, whatever I told you, this element, this object dot info dot the name of the restaurant dot name. See the name dot name. See, so see, we are getting all the restaurant names. Let's find out the ratings, shall we? So ratings equals to, then again we res dot info dot, what do we need? Average rating. All right, we need the average rating. Awesome. And what do we need? Cuisines. We can also get the cuisines. So what we'll do is res dot info dot cuisines, but the cuisines are like here, like all attached to each other. We need to separate it. How? Using the join method. Join. How we will join? Using the comma and space. We will join each string with the comma and space, whatever it is. We are just separating it. So I need to apply some CSS, otherwise it's looking pretty like I don't know, pretty bad, I guess. Yeah, no problem about it, as I'm not focusing solely on CSS and stuff. So yeah, it's actually fine, no problem by me. Still, it hurts to see such styling. Okay, yeah, we need to apply border here, and we can apply like some sort of like width or something. Yeah, we can apply this much width, and I can definitely provide some gapping and all. Yeah, we separated all the restaurants, right? So now focus on this Cloudinary image ID, right? We need this thing. Okay, just keep it in mind. I'll just put it here for now, Cloudinary image ID, to like not copy again and again. So you see, we have all the data. We need to show the image of the restaurant. How can we do that? Let's visit the Swiggy's page and visit this restaurant. See this restaurant. Right click and then click on inspect. So you'll get the data or the image URL. Just click on it. Now you will see this whole URL, right? So just understand, until this much is constant. This much is not changing. Rest after this, everything changes, everything. So until this slash, like slash 660 slash, until this thing is constant, the image URL is constant. So let's copy it here and define it globally. Const image URL equals to this URL. Okay, this is constant. All right, this is the restaurant image URL. All right, this is a URL. Awesome. Now this URL plus the Cloudinary image ID, this will wholly create the, like, show the image. Let's do it then. We'll define the image here, and inside the image what we'll do is this restaurant image URL plus res.info.cloudinary image URL, and then we write restaurant image as alt. So let's see. Oh my god, it works. it works. Okay guys, it works. Awesome. So now we see the image data and all. We'll apply some like with full and then hide something like 50 or something. Yep. It will be a pretty bad verse. Just use cover or fill. No, I guess I'll just top is cover. I'll just use cover. Yeah, awesome. I'll just use 60 or something. Yeah, it's fine. We can like understand on the thing. I'll just use 72. Okay, awesome. So all the card is all the same height and stuff. Okay, so see, we have successfully got the restaurant data. All right, we have successfully got the restaurant data. Now you can separate this thing on a different component. We have to define a different component. How can we do that? First of all, inside the src, you need to define a folder, call a folder, name components. Inside the components, we can define a file name restaurant card.j6. all right, you have defined I'm using Weed, that's why it's J6. If you might be coming from the Namaste JavaScript, it might be like this, restaurant card.js. Doesn't matter, as Akshay said, doesn't matter, whatever it is, whatever you feel like. I have used J6. So inside the restaurant card, right, I will just define it using RAFCE. This is thanks to the extension, this ES7 React Redux snippets and stuff. It's thanks to this. We have the restaurant card here, right? We want to separate the restaurant card component here itself. How can we do that? We will just cut this whole thing and then paste it here. It will obviously give me error. Don't worry about the errors and all. So here we need to get the restaurant card data, whatever it is. So let's define the restaurant card, import it here. See, yes, it works. Okay, but yeah, we see the blank page. That's due to the error. Now this restaurant card is unique, right? So we need to pass the key property here. Now, what is the key? Whenever we are using the map property, we always have to say like how can we uniquely identify each element? How can we do that? So React uses the concept of the key to uniquely identify each element and render it. React uses each element, like React uses the key concept to define each element uniquely, to differentiate that each element is different from each other, not same. In JavaScript, it used like whenever we do some DOM operation, right? And whenever we iterate the array of like array of data array, like whatever it is, we iterate it and we show the data, and whenever we change something, JavaScript deletes, like removes all everything from the DOM and then again re-render it with the new data, removes it completely. Okay, that's a problem. So to avoid that error, React uses this concept of key, right? So inside the key we will define some ID, as it is unique, res.info.id. You can check it in console itself. Now this restaurant card will have the key. Now we need to pass the data here, restaurant data, we need to pass it. So what I'll pass is res.info. I'll pass this whole object. Now what I'll do is I'll need to receive it. How can we receive it? Using the props. Awesome. So I'll destructure the props. You know destructuring, right? It's all easy. This props, we need to get the props dot data. Okay, first I need to show you the props, right? Otherwise it will cause issues for you to understand. I'll do F12 here, and of course yeah. See, first of all, see that we are getting the data. This is the props data. This is the props we are passing from here. This data is like the object. Alright, this object we need to do is props dot data, like this. Alright, now we see all the restaurant data here. Now can we destructure this? This is an object, right? We can destructure it, right? We can destructure it. Now what do we need here? Cloud.NET image ID, we need this. We need the name from the object, we need the average rating, and we need the cuisines. Okay, all right, let's go. We need to attach this, remove this res info. As res info we are already sending it now, so why do we need to write it again and again? Awesome. Now I need to import this restaurant image URL inside this. Yeah, awesome. Now we get all the data. See, cool, right? Cool, we get all the restaurant data. Awesome. Now yeah, so now what we see is the restaurant data. Now you can style it and do whatever you wish to do, but this is like the basic understanding of the restaurant data. Okay, and I'll make another video on the restaurant menu, how to add everything, like every other stuff, but this much is what you need to know, what you need to get started with the API, okay, as a beginner. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, like if you watched this video until now, and you can definitely follow me on my GitHub and my Discord. Okay, I'll provide the Discord username. As if any of you still have any doubts, just contact me on Discord. We can talk over call on anything, like whatever you need help. I'll try my best to help with my knowledge. And thank you so much for watching. So till then, bye bye.